Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
And you couldn't hear the music?
The music just started.
Do you hear it now?
I can.
All right. I think Eric might chime in. All right. Welcome to the Velvet Room After Hours. Something new. What's going on, Faith?
Nothing, just sneaking and snacking. I think tonight was a really good show.
It was a very good show. I get Hollywood in the building. Hollywood.
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on, brother?
Hey,
Not much. I got a couple minutes. I gotta do some stuff for my job in a few minutes. But
Oh, no problem, no problem.
you know, I'm
I
tuning in
just
to
wanted
support you.
Huh?
You know, I'm tuning in to support you.
Well, I appreciate
that's
that.
sweet.
Just wanted to get you some, after our perspective on the show. Talk
Oh,
some
that's a
real
good
shit.
idea. I got you. I see where you're going up with that.
Yeah.
This show's always. I think that debate is healthy. So I mean, no matter what, everyone's is like always agreeing on everything. That's just nature. But other than that, I think we all are understanding people. We respect each other, and I think that's the key.
I think we had a great show, man. To be honest with you, everybody was non-aggressive.
Oh,
Not overly aggressive.
I got to tell you at the show, brother. You've been showing a lot of growth the last couple. Don't you think so, Faith?
So much growth.
Yeah, he's getting it. He is getting it.
He getting
I'm
it.
chilling.
We learning from each other.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
pretty
we all
much.
learn from each other. Yeah.
So
We did
I wanted to bring
unreleased
up,
show last week.
huh?
We did an unreleased show last week. We hashed it out.
Yeah. It lasted 3 hours? Almost 3 hours. It was a hell of a show, though. Not show, but it was a hell of a time to just get to know each other and see our perspectives on how we are as individuals.
Right.
I enjoyed it.
Let me share.
It was a
I meant to
spiritual
mention on the
moment.
show
Spiritual
too.
moment. Huh?
Yeah, I meant to mention today that your phone, your laptop died. You didn't log out. I wanted to say that and I
Who,
forgot.
me?
His last week. When it cut
Oh,
out, it died. It wasn't that he disconnected.
Yeah.
Because he
I
disconnected
was like,
at
oh
like a
shit.
heated
So I was trying to
point.
hurry up and get back on there, but y'all went out. So it is what it is.
cool.
What I wanted to ask y'all, I wanted to bring up this topic though about the natural in men and women. I know we really didn't get into that right there, but
Right.
the natural like being, like man and woman, the acceptance of what we truly are, and how come we can't come to an agreement of what we are. Because I think, to be honest, I think I made a pretty good point where, yes, we do have these natural instincts, but due to life, we fight those. Not really fight it. We just, we live life the way we believe that it should be. To make things comfortable in life. But we all know that we have our testosterone. Women have their emotions. Like we don't feel our emotions the way they do, and we don't really understand it as much as they do. But it seems like we don't fight that. But when it comes to a man trying to explain his feeling about how he is, it's like a pushback. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, that's not it. Y'all shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? Fuck that. Y'all should have our feelings and stuff like that. Kind of. That's what it seems like to me. I just
I
want
don't
to,
think it's
kind of
meant to
recap on
be.
that one a little bit.
I don't think it's meant to be a pushback. I think it is so different that for some women, it's unfathomable. It seems like a unicorn. It's like there's no way that it's that simple for you. And I do get like I think that we really need to start to like focus on the fact that men and women were made for each other. We're yin and yang, right? So just because we're different, it's the difference that makes us fit together, and that we need to focus
I'm
on
not
the
Chinese.
strengths that create that. Oh, hey,
Not Chinese.
metaphorically,
Yin
Yeah,
yang.
just the
metaphorically speaking.
symbolism of where women are weak, men are strong, and where men are weak, women are strong, and to celebrate that more in the sense of like, yes, we're different, but when we come together in our differences, it creates something that's more whole. Not to say that they're not whole, they're not unwhole separately, but we were designed to come together.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah,
with
I
God,
get you when you say that, Faith. Go ahead, Anthony.
no, I finna say that you know, I think I think I understand exactly what you're saying, but the, everything with God is about balance. You know, so
Right.
with us, we have testosterone to balance it out. You have estrogen. So that's just what it is. You know, when she's talking about choices, God, you know, the reason why I think He invented woman was because, you know, y'all came from the inside of us. Our spirit is on the inside. We are physical beings. So you have the physical, now you have the spiritual part, but we come together. That's how we mesh together, because we really need each other. He made y'all for us, but y'all are our balance. Y'all are balance. Have you noticed when we come to what's the guy in Korea, the president of Korea, North Korea, one of the crazy
King,
Korean
Crazy
dude?
King
dude.
Jong-un.
Yeah, you ever notice those
King
men like
Jong
in
Yeah.
power? Or you might see a dude that commits a mass murder or shooting. You notice you don't see any women around. Y'all notice that?
True shit. I never even
Yeah, he
looked at it
said
like
it's
that.
not good for man to live alone. And so y'all balance
Right.
us out. That's why, you know, when women talk to us, you know, it's just it's counteracting each other. Y'all are our balance. And
That's
so
what
I
yin
think
and yang means.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I
right.
agree with you.
But that's why I said that I think that we are different by nature. And when we get together, it can create something special if you understand the other side, because we're not made to be the
Mhm.
same. We are made to be different.
Or just understand that we're made to be different. You don't even necessarily have to understand. Just
Yeah.
understand that that we're
Right.
different. Like there are
Right.
differences in the two, and if
Right.
we can somehow come together, it doesn't matter what the differences is. It's like a circle graph, a Venn diagram, where the middle part meet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
not too much.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should focus more on
Yeah.
like you said, Faith. Piggyback off that. Know that we have differences. Accept that we have differences, but just build around that to make us work.
Who was Steve?
Yeah.
I don't know what
And
88 means, but yin and yang makes
That's
sense, Steve. I don't.
it does make nonsense. He's just a clown. Um,
uh,
but yeah, I think
but
like focus more on the bigger picture. Like I see somebody like I'm into this podcast thing, you know, and I watch other people's podcasts, and it seems like it's always the nitpicking that creates a whole different
You
narrative
missed
of
the
what
big
the bigger
picture.
picture is. You know what I mean? It's like as soon as you bring up something, somebody takes one word from the bigger picture. Like, well, what about this and that? Who cares about? Well, not who cares, but how are we gonna move past that
yeah.
to look at the bigger picture?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what
I
I think.
think
Like with
I
the
think that
conversations we have, it should be that way. Go
I
ahead,
think
E.
one of the biggest problems we have in society is we don't take time out to learn more about the other side. Meaning, we know where we stand in life as men, or we know where we stand in life as our particular religion. But do we try to go on the other side and see from a Jehovah Witness or a Catholic or things of that nature to get an understanding on why they are the way that they are? And I
Mhm.
think, and the same thing in this situation, men and women, we know all about well, we know the general take on how men think. Women know how women think because they are women and because we are men. So, but when we used to referee, I said, man, one thing that you don't see is referees and basketball players coming together to learn one another. Why do referees? Why did it do referees call certain plays, or why do basketball players yell at referee? If they came together, they would have a better understanding that referees can't see all 360 angles whenever a player gets fouled. So a referee only see what they see, and it's for a split second. So I think when we go to the other side and learn and invest in learning about a different breed, a different race, a different sex, I think we will have a better understanding instead of attacking one another. I think we relate, and that's really why God called it relationship. Everybody called it relationship. It's two separate people coming together to relate. And in order to relate, you're different. You're different. We have to recognize that we are two different breeds and two way of life, but it's a beautiful thing when we do come together.
Once y'all realize it,
that love connects. God said, multiply. Don't you know how sweet it is to multiply something in the process?
Especially love.
In the process, knowing you about to multiply, that is sweet love.
Yeah. My mom would always tell me that a woman's job is to multiply whatever the man gives. So a man gives a seed and the woman multiplies it and grows it into a child. Whatever he gives, ultimately the woman multiplies. But it's funny because communication is literally me coming out of the things that have skewed my perspective and me also being able to articulate it to you past whatever has created your perspective. So communication isn't just us talking to each other. Communication is, let me say this in a manner that is going to be able to get past the screen that is your perception, your experiences, everything that's happened. And so like I think that's the biggest thing on the panel. It's like we just need to understand that we're seeing this through different screens and figure out what words are going to filter through and what words aren't. So like last week, Anthony, you said you have a negative connotation with the word independent woman. I was talking to Shinwei about this. I was like, I've never heard that before, but I've also never been the woman to feel like I didn't need a man, that he didn't have value, and that I could do it by myself. Like that's never been me to be like some people are like, oh no, I don't want my peace disrupted. No, disrupt my peace. Like, I want to be with a man. What are you talking about? So it's like understanding, doing all of this has made me understand that furthermore, your experience is not my experience. His experience is not his experience. And understanding to be able to communicate past those filters. Like that was mind blowing for me last week. I never thought that would be what people would get from independent woman. But I guess it makes sense.
It does. My whole thing was with the independence. Like independent, like I think it's taken the wrong
Everybody looking
way.
at their phone.
Yeah, because it's in the velvet room. Who's doing the calling? Is that you, E?
Eric, it says you're calling us.
Yeah, it says you're calling us.
Who, me?
Me?
Oh, Shinwei.
Yeah, I know where I'm calling.
That was Shinwei.
Instead, it got the calls from you.
Hey, we're on the air, really? Shinwei. We on Jenny's show.
It says Shinwei made the call. Yeah,
I see it on my phone. Yeah.
Yeah, it says Shinwei made the call.
That's Shinwei.
Oh.
Somebody want to tell her that it's in her inbox?
Huh?
We're not gonna stand with that.
Oh no, it says Eric started the call.
We live on the air.
I started the call.
Yeah.
Oh, I maybe my elbow hit it. I probably leaning on my phone. I'm sorry. I did one of Shinwei moves. Sorry.
Don't you do that.
Like Mr. Brown. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
All right. I'm hanging up.
What I was saying about like independence, I understand where y'all trying to go with the independence thing, but I think it's taken way out of context. Like That was one
Oh
of the
my
questions
goodness.
I had that's coming up in one of the panels of mine. It's when you have your own place, you have your own job, you have a car, that's pretty much adulting. That's like what you have to do to be an adult to survive.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So I see
Right.
I see a lot of women using that as this is independence. Like this is I don't need no man.
That's a good way to put it.
Actually, that's not about you not needing a man or not. You're supposed to reach goals of having your own place and having your own car and having your own job. How the hell are you going to survive without that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So if they use that against a man, like I have my independence, I don't want to lose my independence. No, you're not losing no independence. You're not losing anything trying to have a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not going
Right.
to take away from
Right.
your car, your house, or your job. You know what I'm saying? You're pretty much
It's adding, actually,
adding to, you know what I mean? Adding to your
to the
capability
relationship.
of being, to a relationship.
Yeah.
So I see that a lot with when it comes to independence. What do y'all think about
And
that?
you know, one thing I don't I love when you say that, because you put in a different perspective, and it's because someone once said, I don't need a woman to be strong for me. I need for her to lean on me when she's not strong. I want her to be able to lean on me and not try to be the one that want to be strong minded, independent, ahead, on top, equal, whatever case may be. I need it because when I'm weak in my moment, I need for you to be strong in me. But at the same time, I think a lot of women put on that I guess I need to be equal to men in society. I need to be even a relate, and it carries on. It went from carry on from the job into the home, and that's two separate things. Being at the top as a CEO, or being in a manager, or being the principal or president of this, and they took it into the home, which is outside of what God is saying. And a lot of people mix the scripture up that God created us to be equal. Yes, he did. He did create us to be equal in his eyes. But in a relationship, in a marriage, he knew that they couldn't be two head people. That's why he said, be a helpmeet to men. Don't try to control them. Don't try to rule them. Just be a helpmeet. Help them. And because when we get in our situation, we want to lean on women to help us. We want your advice. We want your love. We want all of that. But it can't happen if they bring in the title in a job into the same relationship. It's two separate things.
Can I say something real quick?
Of course.
I think that some people don't believe in gender roles, but I look at it kind of like marriage is sort of like a business, and you can't have two CEOs. I never see a company operate successfully without having two CEOs. And so when you go into it like that, it just seems like it's just there's always going to be a head. But I think that the way people look at it, they look at like if you're under that part, then it means you are less. And it doesn't mean that, because a company, when you go to a company, say, okay, whatever everybody want to do, there's no specific job, just jump in and just do it. It ain't gonna work. This is my job. This is what I do. This is your job. This is what you do. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that we're allowing society and where we're going is making relationships harder, because where God intended for it to be and what we're trying to do, it ain't working. And so one day I just sat down and really just like thought about it, and just looking at how we were dating, and I just sat down. I was just quiet, and something said, you know what? When you think about how it used to be, when people went by their principles, it's like people stayed together a lot longer. There wasn't as many power struggles about who's the head, who's not, who's making more money. It wasn't all this stuff going on. I was just thinking, like, you know what? Maybe the Bible is right. Maybe the way that it's going, and we got farther and farther away from that, and it's getting worse, worse, and worse, and worse. And nobody can figure out why, because we didn't invent this whole relationship thing. He did. And he said that this is the way it's going to be. This is a template. This is the guideline. If you don't follow that, just like anything else, if you make a Mercedes Benz, you put anything else in that tank besides gas, it ain't gonna work.
It ain't gonna work.
Right.
So we're trying to pour other things in relationships that we say that that's how the world tells us we should be. I'm a woman, I should be this. I'm a man, I should be this. Follow the scriptures. What God, I guarantee you guys, I don't care if someone go to church. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing right. It's following those guidelines or those principles.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that women
Well, thank you for being
having
honest.
certain roles. Well, this is going to be probably something that most women won't say, but women having the roles, more masculine roles, and having certain roles in the workplace is hard or almost impossible for it not to bleed over. And I don't think we're designed that way. And I think that women having the aggressiveness is leading to men men's lack of masculinity. Like
well, is it that or just that the balance? See, I could be masculine, you can be masculine too. It's no balance.
Right. Well, it's balance, but it's not the right balance. So like I feel like, and I could be wrong, like homosexuality and the femininity in men is like they're trying to be balanced because women are so aggressive. And so we see more docile men. We see more men who are willing to let women take the lead because the norm is women now taking the lead. And so it's like, how do we correct this problem at this point?
You think it's defined by money, though?
And
You don't you think women define a lot of that by money, according to how much money they're making and what their man ain't making, and they're supposed to?
I can't speak for any other woman. I personally could care less. And at the end of the day, if you are my mate, there is no excuse for me not allowing you to be the head. I made the choice to be with you. There are no additional hoops to jump through. You're in charge. That's it. You made the choice. There's nothing else.
That just gave me chills because you don't find too many. You don't find too many women that would do that. That would say that. And that's the problem. That is the problem. It's because back in the day, like Anthony said, you didn't see too much of that. I think it's so much social media that people are turning to social media for answers. They turn into reality TV shows for answers and things of that nature. When it's in black and white, it's already in black and white how it's written. If you do this, I guarantee you. You will have a great relationship. You will have this. I'll give you many blessings. I'll pour this out to you and things of that nature. So I truly get that. So I applaud you.
I guess it's real quick.
Thank you for doing that too, man. Being honest about shit.
I guess this real quick. I'm gonna let it go, y'all. I think that women nowadays they want a man to be a man when it's convenient for them.
Correct.
Facts.
So they want a man with the lead in certain things, but then they want to control what he's the leader in. The thing that people don't understand about a leader, if he's gonna be a leader is what it is. He has to think as a leader all the time. The other mistake women make is that if you're gonna either you're gonna follow the Bible or you're not. If you're gonna follow it, then this is what it says. Then you follow it. Don't try to manipulate it and do it how you want to do it, because if you follow it, it will work. If you don't follow it, it will not work. I'm gonna say this one. We're gonna let it go. Right. God does not like a woman. Was something in there about to show authority over man? Specifically said that. So there you go.
That's naturally unattractive.
It's naturally unattractive.
For a woman just to control a man is naturally unattractive to me.
And you know what? Looking like this,
man.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think that honestly, women no longer know what they want. But honestly, I think women. I don't want to say this. I think women want to be dominated. Women want to.
It's very true.
By the right one. It got
have direction.
And why?
Go ahead.
Now this is
why
good. I know I can't stay long with it, but this is good.
Sorry.
I I study this type of stuff. I really take the time when it comes to men,
Mhm.
women, how they think, the difference.
Mhm.
And I was talking to a friend of mine. She has a master's degree in accounting. And we were talking and she was like, I listened to somebody and they were saying, women aren't happy anymore because they're not working in the house. And I was like, there's a lot of different things that you can do in a house. There's a lot of different ways you can use your skills and multitask because typically women have more than one talent. And she was like, mm, yeah, I have my
And
master's
women can
and
do
I
it
don't
too.
want to do that. And
Right.
and honestly, much more happiness is found in the house because these things were designed on purpose based on how we were designed. It's like you deciding I don't want to go with the owner's manual. I'm going to use the manual for a different version. Like
Right.
I'm not going to use the dryer manual. I'm going to use the wash machine manual.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly. You're
Good
right.
work.
Good point.
Good point.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, and I also
Yeah.
there's also men out there who aren't doing their jobs. You know what I'm saying? As men, so it's making it easier for
I
women
think we
to
started it.
be, huh?
I think we're at fault. We're at fault
We
why
are.
women are the way that they are.
I don't
To
know
be
about
honest.
starting it. I don't know about starting it, but I
Well,
know that we do have something in, like we are adding to them feeling comfortable to dominate and try to control us and take
that's a
direct.
sexy
I mean,
picture,
give direct.
Faith.
I like that picture too. Like when
Thank
she
you.
goes off screen, I'm like, yeah. But yeah, on the real, like it's like it's making them even more
Mhm.
comfortable to try to direct us and tell us what to do because they're like, he has no job. He's depending on me.
Yeah.
He's, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So why wouldn't I? Like, you don't have nothing for me. So why wouldn't I take over?
So,
I got
so
this.
you
I
don't think
got
we
this. I
caused
got
it?
this. Hmm?
You don't think we caused it with women? I mean, not us
No.
personally, but as far as I don't think women would be the way they are, as far as having to be independent. Because a long time ago, those men, a lot of men, mistreated women. They abused them. They told them what to do, when they could do it, and then after that, I think the young women grew up, saw their mother how it was being treated, and they said, you know what, I'm never gonna let a man have power that like that over me. I'm gonna
I
get my
don't think
own
that was the
job.
norm, though.
It was
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
not what I saw. That's not what I saw growing up. And honestly, I hate to bring it back to this, but some of these issues vary by race, culture, demographic. And this is an us issue because they
Mhm.
pulled us apart and we haven't been able to come back together. Um, and I'm not sure where that started. I know that after slavery, we were together. We were together
Right.
as families and we were together as a unit. But it just kept pulling. It just kept pulling. And at some point, it turned into we'll help you, but you can't have a man.
I
And I
I don't
and
know the
even
details.
still,
Yeah, I don't know the details to it, but a lot of people are saying it's this. So it's this feminist movement, but that started off with the white culture. Like white ladies
Probably
wanted this
so.
for their white men, and
hmm
then they dragged a leader of a black community into that,
hmm
and then that black leader filtered down to the black women about this feminist
but
movement,
white
and
women
then
aren't
they
acting
took
like
that,
this.
huh?
White women aren't acting like
I
this.
know, but I'm
This
saying
is they're the
they
if you
used
find one that does, it's an exception and it's not the rule. And
it
at
is,
the end
but
of
you
the
know what? That
day,
was the exception. That's when it started. That feminist movement started. That feminist movement wasn't for black women at all. It was for white women. But
mm-mm.
black women took that on, and now this is what changed, and which is not working in the black community at all, because
Right.
that's not what we were. We took that just like we were here, and we're living this European white culture life that doesn't seem like it fit. We're adapting, but it doesn't seem like it fits for us because that's not what we were. You know what
Now
I'm saying?
I
So
will
we're
say this.
living other people's rules and trying to take that over in our lives. You know what I'm saying? Which
I was
doesn't work for us.
I think black women were still strong, right?
They've
Like
been strong.
we were beautiful enough to like be raped, but also strong enough to work
Those women
beside
were
y'all all
very
those
strong back
hours.
then. They were
They were
very strong back
strong.
then, man.
The
I'm
men
not
Mentally,
were
they
saying
was
they
just
very
weren't
stronger.
though.
So
strong.
the question is, did you guys continue? Like, there's no excuse on accountability. Women are accountable for women. You're accountable as an individual. Nothing a
Mhm.
man does is a reason or excuse for how you chose to handle a situation. What you guys chose to do has nothing to do with women being submissive or not. It's an excuse. And it's vice versa. Nothing we do is an excuse for you being who you are supposed to be. But it makes me like
Mhm.
wonder, back in the day when we got here, we was both like Ella Strong. You know what I'm saying? So what happened? Did we
I, th-
continue and you guys stopped? Did it change like trajectory? What happened?
Yeah, I gotta
I
go.
think for me it changed. Go ahead. Anthony. You
No,
said
I gotta go, but you gotta do a part two.
yeah,
Oh, we got definitely,
yeah.
if y'all down,
I
we can do
think
that.
I think it's
If we
one
got, if we need
word
to
that
leave, we
that
can. It's cool.
yeah. I think it's one word that plays a lot into everything that we're saying. Maturity. A lot of
Mhm.
time we say what was, and a lot of time, like you said, Faith, how do you separate the authority on the job and in the home? Maturity. How do you separate, okay, this is the way white people treated black people, and I'm supposed to be racist towards white people for treating slaves a certain way? It comes with maturity. You have knowledge, you use it, you have knowledge, you have wisdom, and you use the maturity to know how to use the knowledge for wisdom to not say, you know what, I'm a cut a line here from the way that I was brought up, or tradition says, or in my home, the way that my dad treated my mom. I'm not going to treat my wife that way. I'm not going to treat my boys that way because my dad did it. We have to draw that line and put maturity, bring knowledge, bring wisdom into it, and just be mature about who we are instead of using it as an excuse,
Mhm.
because that's what we
Crutch.
do. We use things in the past as an excuse.
Mhm.
We use, well,
Mhm.
this is how my mama was, this is how my daddy was. I understand that. Who says you have to stay that way? Now that you have the knowledge and you know where it comes from, what is good about that situation? Are you going to change? Are you going to do something about that situation? Or are you going to marinate in that garbage and you're going to sink in sinking sand? So I think we
I
have
got
to
a
be
question for
mature
you,
to
E.
be able to change.
I got a
Mhm.
question for you, E.
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
is being mature automatically make you accountable? Because it also
You
takes
should
into
be
perspective of being
accountable.
accountable for your actions.
Mhm.
You can be mature, but are you mature and accountable for the actions that you take? You know what I'm saying? Because accountability is you not you taking fault for your actions and not blaming someone else for the way things are, when you have the capability of using your own mind and
Right.
judgment to do. You know what I'm saying? So, are those working together? Do you see them working together, or do you see like somebody being mature
Maturity
but
and
they're not taking
accountability.
accountability? Yeah.
Well, I think a person can be mature and not have accountability
So
because
do you think both of
they
those should
can,
be working together for a better change?
they should be working together, because mature has to do with, are you trying to do the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
Are you trying to do the right thing for not only yourself but for others that are around you? But at the same time, accountability, those two separate things. Because, but I think you can't take accountability if you're not responsible and mature enough to take on that accountability. So I get what you're saying.
Mhm.
They do kind of like tie hand in hand, because a person who
Right.
takes accountability, that means that they're growing up. They say, you know what? Okay, I'm wrong. I was
The
wrong.
maturing.
That's maturity.
Right.
Mhm.
That took growth. That took growth to accept something, to apologize, to come, just like you did earlier, to come out. That took maturity. I mean, that's to me, that's sexy. I mean, that
Thank
It
you.
is
Thank
that
you.
sexy.
is something.
Very
Thank you, E.
sexy.
Okay.
I mean,
It is
I,
sexy.
I don't know where I got that word from, or where it
I don't
come from.
either,
That's the
but
first
Nothing
time I
wrong with
used
that
that
hey,
since.
word.
But
they
that's,
nothing wrong with
Accountability is
I'm just
that.
sexy.
saying, I never use it. I thought of Jimmy when I said it. Okay.
Oh,
But
man.
from his maturity when he came out, I mean that's something. I mean that's a beautiful thing. That takes
It's
maturity
beautiful.
when you have accountability towards something. But yeah, I think they go hand to hand. But you can have, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I was just thinking about that while you were talking. I was like, I've seen mature people, and being mature, but I don't. Some of the time, I don't see them taking accountability of their own actions, still
Yeah.
blaming
Okay.
other people for things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think yes, you could do that separately. You could be mature and not take accountability. But I'm saying for a growth, you would need both of those to work together for you to be mature
Ca-
more and make situations change for the better.
Catch this, Jimmy. You can be mature and still be ignorant.
Facts.
You can be
Facts.
mature but still be ignorant, meaning you
Mhm.
have some growth in this area, but you don't know how to handle this
Growth.
area. You don't know how to you don't know too much about this area.
You
so
don't
you're
know
not
what you don't know.
mature enough to
Ignorance
respond
is-
in this area.
That's why I don't like that. That's why I don't like that phrase. Ignorance is bliss.
It
Because
is.
being ignorant is not bliss. Bro.
It is.
That,
You don't know any better. You don't know what you don't know.
but it's
You
not
don't even know
blissful.
to be away
For you
about
not
it.
to be knowledgeable, it's not blissful.
For someone who's super aware,
Mhm.
I can see how ignorance could be bliss. I know too much, and with knowledge it comes responsibility. Personally,
But
with
you're really
me
not
being
ignorant
someone
if you know.
exactly, and from the other side of someone
Mhm.
who
Right.
like is super aware and intentional,
I
I
get
can
you.
see
I
how
get you.
ignorance could be blissful
I get you.
because it's
Like they
less
shouldn't know that. I'm
to
glad
be
they're ignorant
aware
to that
of.
because
You don't
it's
even
glad.
know.
I'm
You
glad
don't
that they
even
don't
know
know
what it
that
is.
because it could be detrimental to them or something like that.
So, right, if I don't know that I need to be accountable for my actions, I can blame the next person and then I don't have to go through the struggle of growth. Because growth can be a struggle. Many times growth is not a pleasant process. So yeah, ignorance can be bliss. But then that makes me think too, like it's easy for me to have these views because of the way I grew up, because of the way I saw things. Eric, it may be easy for you to have your disposition on men and women and cheating and how you treat your wife and how you raise your sons because the way you were raised, right? So, and I'm just sitting here thinking for someone who doesn't have that, they never got it, they don't have anybody to show them, someone who's ignorant about it, is it that easy for them to adapt some of these things if they saw something different? Because I'm sure my disposition about men and submissiveness came from my mother and from me
Oh,
seeing it.
it's easy to be persuaded because you're going off what's poured into your brain or what you see by a visual. It's easy to be persuaded. People that don't have the maturity to go out there and seek knowledge, because a lot of time we don't look for the credible source to feed us information. We just get it
Right.
from a source. And a lot of people say, well, this book says you should do this. Well, what is that book? Who is the
Right,
author of the
right.
book? Is the author a
What?
credible source? I mean, this person said this. Well, who is that person? So quit telling me what that person said or what that book said, because there's thousands, millions of books out there on the same topic, and there's different Bibles out there that contradicts one another. Who are they? Who are they? They said this, they
True.
said
And
that.
like, what were they going through when
So
they
we
wrote the
just
book?
have
Who
to,
says they weren't too emotional?
yeah,
And they were
exactly.
just, or just saying things.
Most
just to
people
say.
write books when they're in their feelings.
Do they?
That's how you write a better book, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. So we all got our own story. We all
Fact.
got our
I think
own
we just.
story.
Every
But that
I think
doesn't.
everybody's
what comes
story is
in.
filled with
I think what
perception.
comes into
I'll say that.
perspective is a lot of people are losing common sense. You know what I'm saying? They're using that common sense that you are given. That it's. I know right and wrong, right? You learn right and wrong,
Mhm.
ups and downs, this and that. You know what I mean? A lot of people are like, a lot of people don't stop and think, first. And like when you
That's the
see a
key.
situation and you see yourself getting emotional, you see things going on. Why are you being this? Like, why are you like that? I know you don't like other people doing that. So why are you like that? Why are you being aggressive? Why are you being emotional? Step back and think. Like, let me use my common sense. Well, something happened. You know, something's
Our
going on for
society
this
has
to even trigger me or this and that, whatever. Like, think about the I always talk about the domino. I call it a domino effect. That's my own thing. Like, something has to start from a beginning. Someone had to push that
Yes.
for that whole thing to for all those dominoes to fall. Something had to. So we're start from there and realize what's going on from there. It's to write that down. Jimmy has the domino effect. But yeah, it's like the domino effect. Who pushed that domino? Why they pushed it? Why was it made this way? You know what I mean? Like, stop and think about the issues that are going on right then and there, so you can have a better perspective of your next move or what's really going on. You know what I mean? Somebody could have just been tricking you just because they're having a badass day. You know what I'm saying? Something could be going on in their life. You never know. And then they didn't really need
that's
to
the same.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I don't mean to cut you off, but that's the same way we do when we respond back to someone's text or things of that, or email, or even a conversation. We don't stop. We don't think, but we should stop, think, and then respond. Sometimes they tell you, don't respond right away. Respond in 30 minutes because your thought now is totally different in 30 minutes. Let it process. Do I really want to say that? If I say it this way, they're gonna look at me a lot different. But if I take the time and not be attacked for not being so much defensive, but let the person know where it's coming from. And Faith, you mentioned something a while ago about growth is hard. Growth is tough.
It is.
It really is. That put into my head. You ever planted a seed in the ground? Do you know how tough it is to come through the dirt? The roots.
Yes.
Wow.
Haven't you put down the plastic and put flowers in place, and next thing you know, a root is growing through that plastic that you put down that's supposed to be a barrier? So
growing in
growth
darkness,
is tough. It is tough. Yes, it is rough, but it's beautiful once that plant comes up and it blooms. It is. So we have to go through that toughness to be able to become that mature person, or become that mentor in life. Because who do we go to? We go to our grandmother, our great aunt, who teach us lessons. That's because they went through all the things in life. They went through all the constructions and the detours and things of that nature.
That's exactly why I focused, like when I was younger, focused on hanging out with the older crowd. When I was younger, like I looked old, so I was always around the older crowd. So being with the older crowd, I was 9 years old, looking like I was 21. So, so I always hung with the older crowd, and I've gotten so much knowledge early from hanging around because their experiences. You know what I'm saying? Like,
if you'll listen.
I've stayed out of trouble. Trust me, I've lived a crazy life. So I could have been in so much trouble living the life I've lived, but due to hanging out with other people and what they've gone through and to explain to me, I've stopped some of the choices in my life because of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it was like before. That used to be a thing. We would pass on the knowledge, but society now is you don't need to listen to them. Their way is ancient. Do what serves you. It's not you, it's the next person. And it's no longer listening to other people. And where everything is so much about self. And that's why everybody is alone and like single, because people don't want to work together. Like I remember a time where I had an issue with the connotation of being an angry Black woman. I had to stop and think, like, you're expecting that. Is your expectation of being considered that way actually causing you to be that way? Are you helping to perpetuate that because you want to assume that things are being said in a negative light? So, like, going to read a message, and then I may, have a friend read it, or a friend read this. Can you believe this says blah 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 blah? And I was like, I didn't get that from that message. It's because we come to the
Right,
negative or the
exactly.
aggressive connotation up front, and
Mm.
then we would come more to the other side of like, let's just choose to be understanding. Like
You know
understanding
what? That should
psychology
be
and
something
people's
said.
triggers
I
has
like
really
that.
changed how I deal with
I
people.
like that. Let's
Mhm.
just choose to be understanding. Like that should be the first part of every
Yeah,
conversation.
I'm telling you, that's the biggest. Understanding is the big thing. A lot of
Like
people
so,
don't want understand. They just want to
right?
speak
Don't get
their
Mm-mm.
piece.
They want to talk. Yeah.
don't mind. I don't mind a nice debate. It's the battle of intelligence. I love it. But before that, let's agree to come to an understanding. You know what I'm saying? Like that,
But
like that, like
but a lot of
that's
people
that's sexy talk right there. That's what I
but
think
a
is
lot of
sexy.
people think disagreement is a battle for war. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people think disagreement
Yeah,
is a
it
battle for
misconstrued.
war. It's not a battle for war. That's something beautiful when you disagree.
It
It's
is.
okay to
Come
disagree.
on.
You know, I'm
I be
telling
trying
you,
to tell
it's
them that,
really
Eric.
okay.
That's how you
There's
grow.
nothing
That
wrong with
is.
it. But it's when you don't get an understanding of the other
Mm-hmm.
side when you disagree.
Mm-hmm.
That's what
Fact.
causes friction. That's what causes
Come on.
a lot of chaos in relationships and things of that nature. It's because we don't seek to be on the
Mm-hmm.
other side or to get to from here to Georgia. You got to imagine yourself being over there, or to get to the finish
Right.
line. You got to imagine yourself finishing, because a lot of people don't finish because they don't imagine themselves finishing. So in order to get to the other side, you got to look at it from the other perspective. Work yourself backwards
It takes
instead of
work.
working forward. Because look
Mm-hmm.
like you on the other side, and then work backwards, saying, okay, in order for me to get from this mile point to this mile point, I know I need to pace myself. I can't run a sprint all out thinking I'm gonna finish it. No, I know where I need to go at. So I need to pace myself. So, but yeah, it's mm,
I would say treat it
it's
like a
good
trip
talk.
that
This
you're
good
going to
talk.
take to have fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
Treat it like you know that you're gonna go on this trip and have a good time. What do you do? I gotta map it out to
Yeah,
get here. How long is it gonna take? I gotta get some snacks. I gotta get gas. You know what I mean? You have to
yeah,
go
Oh,
through different
facts.
things.
yeah.
So that's
Preparation.
basically
Hmm.
preparation in with
They said,
everything, bro.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
They said, so if a man thinketh, so is he. The way
Mm-hmm.
that you think, you're gonna be that way. You
Where
think
you gonna be?
negative, you're gonna be negative.
Facts.
You think positive, you're
Facts.
gonna be positive. I'm telling you, that stuff is true. You look to make an argument, there is gonna be an argument. Because you're looking to have an argument. You're assuming too much. I tell a person, just ask the person what's their translation on what they just said. Tell them translate it or
Mm-hmm.
say it differently, and see if it meant the
Or
same
ask questions.
thing that
Yeah,
you
clarifying
received it.
questions.
Yeah, ask questions.
Mm-hmm.
Ask questions.
There's nothing
Because a
wrong with
lot of times
questions
we used
at
to
all.
assume, yeah, there's nothing wrong at all. We used to stereotype people and say, oh yeah, that Hispanic person said, how you know that person is Hispanic? Or that
Mm,
black person, how you know
you
that
don't
person is
know.
black? Did you ask them? Did you ask them why they black? They could
Right.
be
Right.
something
I might
else.
not be
And
black.
I learned that. I was like, man, I like you right. Because every time we see a Chinese person, we think they're Chinese or we think they're Japanese. We don't know where they are. Or every time
True.
people, we don't ask questions. We just assume. So,
Mm-hmm. And I want
I
to get
hear
back
you.
to
but
like
yeah.
a time where it was okay to ask questions. You know what I mean? Like it's fine to ask questions. It's fine to disagree about something. It doesn't mean I don't like you.
Mhm.
Doesn't mean there's adversity. I had a friend of mine tell me, Faith, I don't think we're good friends because we disagree. I want friends that disagree with me. I want friends that challenge the way that I
Oh
view
my
things.
God. Mm. I want to drop the mic on that one. You said you right.
I
I'm
was like,
dropping
what's
it too.
going
I ain't dropping it too much. I'm gonna sit it down. I'm gonna sit it
Don't
down.
drop it.
That's a drop the mic speech right there. Because I'm gonna tell you. Shinwei and Faith. You and Faith on that last podcast. Before you guys had, I picked something up. I noticed how you disagreed with love. Like Shinwei, I disagree with you, or Faith, I disagree with you. You're my sister, but I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that. But it was love. It was a disagreement with nothing attacking you, and that's what people need. People don't need friends to just to be tell you everything that sounds good.
That
No,
you
tell
wanna
me
hear,
something
right?
that I should know. If I'm doing something
Please.
wrong, tell me. And
Please.
that's the problem with people.
Please
That's
do.
if that's one thing that I'm gonna have to say piss me off this time. If that's one thing that pissed me off is people that consider people their friends. That's not your friends. They keep telling you the same thing you want to hear.
Thank
No,
you.
you need to hear
I've been
things that you
saying
don't
that.
want to hear
Right.
to make you better. And that's
Right.
what's wrong with there's
That
so
makes
many
a good
friends.
friend.
So
So many
sensitive.
people call
Mhm.
friends. You know, that's
And you
my friend.
can't
That's my friend.
recognize
How
the
you know
real
that's your
friends.
friend?
Mm-hmm.
No, they can't, and that's the problem. They can't
Mm-hmm.
recognize what happened to associates. They don't threw associates out the window. They don't.
They threw it out the
Everybody's a
window.
friend. I
No.
guess it's called. I guess Facebook. Maybe Facebook is to blame. Facebook friends. They don't have Facebook associates.
Facts.
You know what?
Come
It
on.
could
That's
be
a
true,
good point.
bro.
That would be
It
a
could
good
be
idea.
true. That's a great point.
Different people
It
get
could-
different exposure.
Just like you
Good
have
idea.
like people have 1,000 friends. Like you have 1,000 friends. No, you really don't. Like how do you have 1,000
I got
friends?
1,000 friends.
You have
No, you don't.
associates.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
I
Like you
have
got them up there. I've asked so many people, who do you know that person? Nah, they just saw my Facebook. Like they're my friends
exactly.
on Facebook. And it says friends on Facebook. Like y'all not friends.
Friends.
Y'all don't do
Exactly.
Touche.
Exactly. Ain't said a word. All they doing is monitoring what you're doing,
Monitor your
where you're at. Matter of
Actually,
fact,
that's
And
she
most
out,
of the time,
That's the
ain't even
monitor.
for you. Not even rooting for you.
yeah. Oh, she out of town. Let me call my friend who like robbing houses. Hey, the girl's out of town. Now. You go rob her
And you
house.
would be surprised. It be like that. It
Yeah.
really be like that.
Yeah.
That's
That's one thing
And
I'm
I'ma
careful
say,
about when I go places. I don't advertise anything. Try not to, at least until I get back,
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want them to know
That is.
where I'm going, how I'm going, things of that nature. Because a lot of people used
I
to
don't like
breaking
people knowing
people's
how I move.
houses.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not used
That's
to.
why a lot of celebrity houses. That's why a lot of celebrity houses get broken into. It's because
They post everything.
people know where your every move.
Yeah,
They post
for-
everything.
mhm.
Ain't nobody at the house, so they go in and steal stuff and things of that nature. But anyway,
As it is.
Mm.
I just want to thank y'all. You know, we're coming down to the last couple of minutes of this hour. I don't want to, keep you. It's
This
getting
hour
late.
went quick.
I know it did. I know we all have to work in the AM. It's
Fine.
Monday coming up. But if we can do this
hold
more
on.
often-
Oh, you don't put us in the same category. You say we all have to work. I'm retired.
Well, I don't know. I'm assuming. My
You
bad.
retired? Oh,
You
I'm
retired,
jealous.
E?
Yeah,
Damn, I wish I could do that.
yeah. I ain't got to work if I don't want to. I ain't got to work if I want
Get
to.
it, E,
Matter of
get
fact,
it, E.
I felt that.
Hey,
Oh,
hey, that's the reason why.
Teach me your secrets.
No, I'm serious. My two brothers, they retired too. Well, yeah, one of them he working in the school system if he wanted to, but they don't have to work. They
Working
don't
for
want to.
fun.
Matter of fact,
That's beautiful.
the military has really blessed me, and I just found a way to not have to pay federal tax, so I'll be saving $400 something extra a month. Not only
What?
that, they're
That's
giving
interesting.
us a 5%. They're giving us a 5% raise, so I'm gaining about $600 extra a month
What?
starting next month.
And that's all due
And
to
you tell me that ain't a good pay raise, and that yeah,
And what's the
we
cutoff
got
to join?
5%.
'Cause I think I
Anytime the
can still
military get
join.
a
32.
It's not the
it
cutoff. I think
changes
it's
all the
35.
time.
Well, if you
Sometimes
show
35,
them that
depending
you
on-
can do the work.
It changes all the time or whatnot. But yeah, I
Going
can
in.
easily make $8,000 a month and not have to work. But I enjoy life. I just enjoy doing what I'm doing. That's why I'm here with you guys.
That's what's
I
up.
appreciate
Yeah, I
y'all
appreciate
for using this platform to reach one another. And a lot of people you may not like this type of platform, but we grow. I'm growing. I would never know about the sex facts if it wasn't for all them things that you were bringing
I got
forth.
you, man.
It ain't
It's
me.
the-
It ain't.
I be knowing that stuff.
So you be
No,
knowing that stuff.
seriously.
Hey.
Kidding. Don't ignore
I be
the
knowing
sex
all that.
facts.
No,
You know all
I
that?
know that. I
No,
know
you
it.
don't.
Did
Okay,
you know the
I'm-
penis was a
I'm
sponge?
a reader. I'm a Googler.
She
I didn't get any wrong.
She didn't know about the SpongeBob. None of the
She knew
all the
about the
females got that one wrong.
Hey, go back and
No, she
read it.
didn't
Go
know
ahead.
about
Go back and
SpongeBob.
listen to it. Go back and listen to it. And I said it before he said it.
I bet you did. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I got him all
Alright,
right,
shut up.
as I do always.
So I appreciate y'all, man. I'll see y'all on Tuesday when we open those gifts. Hopefully everybody got
Eric, did you get your gift? I'm sorry.
Yeah, did you get
I'm
yours,
sorry. That
E?
was rude.
No,
E, did
I
you
didn't
get
go to
yours?
mailbox.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
you send your gift?
Who?
To who?
Whoever you supposed to
Oh,
send
we're
it
not
to.
supposed to know. You're
To
not
who?
supposed to say nothing, but we're just saying.
Right.
Did you
To who?
send it to somebody?
Look. He's stupid.
My gift will be at the person's destination.
Cool,
Who is for?
cool.
I remember you drew yourself. Are you gonna open a gift and pretend to be surprised?
I drew myself.
I thought you said that. No, you got
No.
I
somebody.
want to open mine so bad. You don't
Yeah, I
understand.
got somebody. I didn't know who
I
I
wanna-
had until I went back in there, and then it told me. I guess I didn't go click on the second time it asked. I said I already did that. So when I opened it again, it said your secret somebody is such and such.
I think
But
about
yeah,
it
I
wasn't
would
working
have
at first. It wasn't working at first.
right. I
I
didn't
had to
understand
redo
it
it.
at first, but I got through it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm excited to see what everybody
I'm excited to
got.
see people's faces and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm working so hard not to
Yeah.
open this box.
How
It's
long have you had it?
Put it.
It's right here for a while.
Wow, somebody was prepared and did their stuff early.
Somebody
Yeah.
likes me, and that's okay. And I think I like them anyway. All right.
Are you assuming they like you, or
I'm assuming.
or they just got you?
I'm assuming until
'Cause there's a
until
lot
I
of
see
weird.
otherwise.
Cause there was anthrax
Eric,
in
take him.
packages back in the days.
Eric, take him. Take him away. Eric,
Okay.
As
take
long
him
as ain't
away.
no powder coming out that motherfucker, I'm good.
All right.
He done put his nose all on it. He know it ain't no powder.
Yes. All right, y'all. I appreciate you.
All right, y'all have a good night.
I'll see y'all
See
Tuesday.
you Tuesday. This was
Thank
great.
y'all. Do it again. See
All
y'all
right.
later.
Bye, Steve.
Peace.
He's a freaking
Yeah, Steve. Hey, give props to your boy, your cousin, man, Todd.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna talk to him, y'all, and I definitely
Mhm.
appreciate you for that
Yes,
one,
sir.
brother.
That was
I
nice.
definitely appreciate you.
Yes,
for that.
sir.
He'll love that. He'll love that. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes,
y'all.
sir. All right.
I see your face.